Oh wow, what a perfect little setup. How excellent. I've got a bowl of lentils, which looks like dog poo. Literally the best thing ever. I made them last night. Shout out to you, Otto Lengi. Okay, I'm already chatting shit. Today's video is gonna be so weird. Like, already it feels so weird because I feel so under so much pressure because I know all of this is gonna be left in. And if you don't want to hear me just like chatting about my life, or you think it's like conceited, which to be honest maybe it is, no one probably cares, but I mean, some of you asked for it. I mentioned in a video ages ago, I said, oh, I'll do a mukbang, but I'm on a diet, so I don't want to do a mukbang. But yeah, I just have some things to talk about, and I have some things to update you all on. This is like a different, I don't know, I feel like I never show this side of me on YouTube, like a side who's just a normal person who can just have a conversation, and I'm not overly sarcastic, I'm not overly animated, it's just another side of me. Oh my god, honestly, right, I'm just gonna show you this quick. I wore heels the other night and Jesus Christ, oh, you can't even see, wait, look at my ankles. They're absolutely destroyed. Okay, so basically I've got a few things to talk about. The first thing I want to talk about is I dropped out of school. I dropped out of college, and why I did, because I've had a lot of questions and I still have some people who don't know that I dropped out. I don't have, yeah, basically. So I hated school. That will come to no surprise to anyone. Not because of the school, not because, I don't know, I think I had a really, like, really hard growing up. And like, I went through quite a lot. And it all happened like around my school time. So, and there were like things that happened at school with people that I guess I just had really bad connotations of it in my head. And I really couldn't stand it. Like, it made me so anxious. I wasn't naughty at school. I was never naughty at school because I was never there. I had like 60% attendance. I left school at one point to be homeschooled. I'm going to film a whole story time about school one day when I'm much older, but I feel like I'm around the people I'll have to say, and like I'm around people who like hurt me, and I don't want to do that. And I'm like friends, like I built friendships with those people, and I've moved on from like stuff that was done to me, but like it did affect me, obviously, and like because it affected me, it's changed the way I am now, and I'm grateful for it because I feel like I'm quite strong. I feel like I'm rambling already. So I didn't like school, so I couldn't wait to leave and go to college, and I knew I was going to be going to this college and I was really excited for it, and I went and I had the best time. Like, I had a really good time. I was doing a makeup course. I knew I wanted to be a makeup artist, and at this time my YouTube was on about 20,000, so I mean it was okay, but I'd been knocked with my confidence for YouTube because of like some people who had commented on it who were close to me, not my family, like just old people in my life who aren't anymore, evidently. And I'm really worried I got some lentils in my teeth. And anyway, I guess maybe this is a mukbang. So anyway, sorry, I feel rude eating my mouth open, but I almost choked. I leave school, I go to college, I'm doing a makeup course, I'm really enjoying it. Like, I've made new friends and stuff. Everything seems so perfect. I meet Will in November of, oh my god, 2016. That's crazy. I met William and my life was just good. I was really happy. I was on cloud 9. Like, I felt untouchable. I'd got away from so much negativity and so much poison, and I was really happy. And then in January I started having a few struggles with friends. I started feeling a little bit lost. I started feeling like I didn't really fit in anywhere. I felt like I didn't really fit in with my old friends at school, because obviously it's not their fault, but they're at school together and I'm out of it, and it would be sort of things that I'd start to miss seeing them every day. And I started to really realise that when I saw them there was so much to talk about, and that made me sad, because I missed sort of being part of that and being like part of that action and part of what was going on. And at college, I had friends at college, but I just felt quite different to a lot of people, and I feel like I started to isolate myself and cut myself off quite a bit. And I realised that I was pretty dependent on people's company. I was spending a lot of time by myself. I was getting sort of really long bus rides home by myself, sitting in the back of my parents' work for 2 hours by myself, coming home, being by myself, my days off spent by myself. I had a job which I hated. I like cleaned a pub basically. And yeah, it sort of started, it was getting a bit rocky, and I felt like I didn't really belong at college anymore. But I wasn't just going to drop out and do nothing, because I had nothing to drop out and do. So then the second year rolls around. I finished my first year, I got a distinction, and so I got a whole BTEC from that year. And then I could have gone on and done a second year, which is like a whole separate course. So it wasn't like it was a 2-year course, it was 1 year, 1 year. So if I finished the 1 year, I had a qualification. If I finished the second year, I'd just have another one. I started the second year and it just was not what I thought it was going to be. It was all quite mishmash. There was a lot of, they put us in with another group, so we were doing a lot of another group's work, which wasn't interesting me. It was like production arts and like stage costume and stage hair, and I wanted to be a freelancer and like a bridal makeup artist, so it wasn't what interested me. So I spoke to my parents. I was like, I'm not enjoying this, blah blah blah, and they were like, okay, let's get a plan. You either get a full-time job or you get another course. And I was thinking, shit, like I've got to get another course. I was already feeling a bit because I felt like I had no friends, and I didn't want a full-time job because I didn't want to work weekends, because my boyfriend lived in London and the only time I can see him is weekends. I just couldn't do that. I couldn't balance that, and to be honest, yeah, I prioritise my relationship, but I don't regret that at all. Yeah, and so I decided I would start looking for other courses, and I found a course called TV and film production at my college, and I thought, okay, I'm going to apply for this. And I did, but it was a 2-year course, which meant you had to finish the 2 years to get a qualification. And I was like, I don't want to stay on for the 2 years. And I remember I was speaking to the careers advisor, and I was like, oh god, what's my mum gonna say? Like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I have no options. And I called her and she was like, Flossie, just keep yourself busy. She was like, just do that course for a year, and even if you don't get the qualification, it's gonna help out with your YouTube, help out with stuff like that. Because at this point I was really trying my YouTube, and from the spring of 2018, shit, yeah, oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, from the spring of 2018 I started really trying with my YouTube, because Will and all his friends, which I love you all so much, I literally love Will's friends so much, they're the nicest people, they were all really supportive of it, and it was the first time I've ever had anyone actually show interest. And I remember Will was like, what's the worst that can happen if you just like try harder with it and you put more energy into it? And I was like, do you know what, you're right, like it's something I felt so strongly, oh for sake, my camera's flashing. It was something I felt so strongly about. So I was really trying at this point, and I was really trying to grow, and like I think I got up to like 40k or something, and then I was getting to 50 and then 60 and 70, and then obviously November happened, which what the fuck? Like 120k in 1 month. Still can't get my head over it. Still can't get my head over this, over everything. I don't understand how it happened to me. I don't know. So I started this new course and I didn't really have a lot of friends on it, or like I like had some people I'd speak to and like friends and stuff, but I'd sort of still, I felt just a bit sorry, I just felt a bit empty. I didn't feel fulfilled. I wasn't enjoying it, to be honest. It wasn't satisfying me. But that time, because of other people in my department, I made some amazing friends. Like, I made some amazing friends who I love so much, who were like in the same days as me, so it worked really well. I still had some friends from my old makeup course. I felt like I had more friends. Yeah, Millie, Joel, Georgia, Heather, all my peeps. I don't need to name everyone, you know who you are. And yeah, but I was still feeling unsatisfied with the course, and to be honest, I didn't really feel like I was learning a lot. I'd go in for like a half day, take me ages to get home. So then Christmas time last year rolled around and my mum was like, what are you going to do about college? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm going back next week, like, And she literally, like, she was the one who said to me, she was like, Floss, she was like, it's not worth it. She's like, what you've got right now and like what you've got going, it's really not worth it. Like, and that's my mother, like my mum. So I really trust her opinion, and I understand for a lot of people watching this, or like if you're a mum and for some reason you're watching this, you might be like, oh my god, da, 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 da. Because so many people have so much stigma around YouTube. They're like, that's not gonna last forever. No job will last forever. Bottom line, your company could go bust overnight and you're made redundant. Why not take an opportunity whilst you've got it? And I have this amazing opportunity in front of me. I wasn't going to get a qualification from this course anyway, because I was going to be dropping out after a year. So what was the point? What was the point? Because I could be getting myself busy with this. So I left, and I didn't officially drop out for a couple of weeks, just in case. I thought, oh, do you know what, actually I want to stay. So my mum called up the college, she was speaking to them, and she explained the situation, and they said usually we would try and convince a student to stay, but in this case they said it's like too much of a good opportunity and she's got to go and do it, basically. Like, if she's got a future panning out, why not go and take it? So that's why I dropped out of college. I'm not at college anymore. People ask what I'm doing full time. I do YouTube full time. I don't have a really busy life. Like, that is the, I'm not gonna lie to you, be like, I'm off to meetings and events every day and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. A lot of my life is at home, and I do have days where I don't really have much to do. I'll take my dog out for a walk and I'll cook some food and I'll go to the gym maybe. She says I haven't been to the gym in like 3 months, but my dad's really poorly, so he can't really leave the house. But that's why I'm not. We are back in business. Oh wow, that's far away. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, back in business. Okay, so where was I? Okay, I remember. Next thing I need to talk about, my PCOS. I've spoken about this on some lives before, and so many of you have actually got it. So if you don't know what PCOS is, it is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Polycystic ovaries. Ovarian? Is ovarian even a word? Such an idiot. I have it. I have PCOS. And I'm like, I have PCOS. It's not a fun thing to have. It's not a good thing to have. I'm gonna break it down what it is. It's basically your ovaries don't really work because you don't have the right hormones in your body. You don't really have, like, you've got too many male hormones, which I remember when I first told my boyfriend I had it, I was like, I'm turning into a man. I'm not turning into a man. Doesn't mean you're manly. just putting it out there, you have like too many male hormones. Everyone's got male hormones in them, but like yours are just kind of overactive. So it has lots of side effects. And I thought I had PCOS for a really long time because I didn't have periods till now, and I'm 18 now. I didn't have periods, and I went to the doctors. I don't know whether to talk about this. Oh, see, this is just so much anxiety because whatever I say, it's gonna be in it. Do you know what? Fuck it. I have had, God, how long has it been? I don't even want to think. Shit. Okay, I've had bulimia for 6 years. And I used to have anorexia when I was younger, when I was like 12 till for a year or so, a couple years. Yeah, I have bulimia, and it's like weird to talk about because 2 people in my life know, and it's not that deep, like it's not serious because I'm getting like so much better. I feel so awkward. I have such an ugly crying face too, oh my god. It's like something that's getting better, so I don't want anyone to be like, oh my god, you're so brave, or like, oh my god, da da da. It's like, I just don't really want attention on it, but like it's an important part of it's an important part of my story because like my mum knew, like she found out. Literally my mum and my boyfriend know. That's it. Like she knew, and that was what we always put down, like me not having periods too. And my whole life I found it really hard to like maintain weight, and I think that is what like, oh god, that was what like triggered. I've got an eyelash on my eye, Jesus Christ, that was what like triggered it. So yeah, not deep, I'm fine, I'm getting so much better, and I'm like actually finally helping myself after 6 years. So yeah, and that was what we always thought it was down to. And then I had really sporadic periods. I'd have like one every 4 months or something. And my mum always used to be like, you're not eating, like, well, I was eating like binge eating, like, oh my god, the amount of food I used to eat. I used to do it like, oh, I don't even want to, I'm not even going to talk about it, I'm just not ready, so that was what it was put down to. And we went to the doctors, had some blood tests done on me to see if I had PCOS, because basically they can see a hormone pattern in your blood, so they could see the male hormone pattern in my blood. If I had it, I had the blood test, they were like, no, you don't have it. 2 years later, 3 years later maybe, still not having periods. I had all the symptoms of PCOS. You know, I spoke about my hair falling out here, you can see my roots all there. God, I hate looking at it. All my hair was falling out. See all this regrowth there, and here, and at the top of my head too. So that was happening, all my hair was falling out, and once again we thought it was because of the bulimia. So I started taking biotin tablets and stuff, and I went to my hairdresser and she was like, what has happened to your hair? Because I used to have really nice hair, I used to have really thick hair, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, it's just my hair. But like now I realise, look at it, It's just so thin. It's so thin. This, right, that is all the hair I have, just that. So she told me, she was like, this is a hormonal thing. If you're not getting your periods, your hair is falling out. Had like some other side effects too. You need to go back to the doctors and you need to push them a bit more to give you a diagnosis. And I hate the doctors. My mum's always brought me up of like, you're fine, get over it, you're fine. Like every time I go, I feel like I'm wasting their time and there's someone who should be there instead of me, which I think is quite a good thing, to be honest. Like I'd rather be sort of in the mindset of, oh, I'll just let it heal itself. Like I hate taking paracetamol and stuff. I'm really weird about it. So I go to the doctors and they're like, okay, we'll do blood tests on you. And this doctor I went to go see is really good. Like we actually know her. She was like, I'll run blood tests on you and we'll also send you in for a scan on your ovaries. So I got the blood tests and stuff and they were like, they've come back clear, like still says you don't have it, but we'll just send you in for a scan anyway. Of course, they found it and they found quite a lot. And basically, what happens is, I think, I'm not a doctor, if you want to do your research on this, and also too, when you're watching this, please don't just diagnose yourself, and please, if you think you've got it, it's more beneficial to go to the doctors rather than write in the comments all your symptoms and have other people diagnose you, because you can't just diagnose yourself with this. Like, if you think you've got it, don't waste your time writing a comment about all your symptoms, just go to the doctors. It might sound harsh, but you're gonna get more treatment and like know what's going on with you if you just go to the doctors rather than like having other people go, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this. So anyway, I'm rambling. So where was I? Okay, so basically what I think it is, this is what I heard a girl on YouTube say, because I saw a story time, funnily enough, pop up. You know, your phone is listening and all that. There's a story time pop up about her PCOS and I thought, I'll watch it and learn a bit more. So this is what she said. She's like, your ovary is here and that's your, oh god, I don't even know, I can't remember, but like your ovaries look like that, you know, and then it's got like a bit down there. So here's your ovary. No, your fallopian tubes, aren't they? I think. God, this is so embarrassing. So your ovary's here, it produces the egg. And basically every month my ovary would produce the egg, but it didn't have the hormones, the right female hormones in my body, or enough of them, to release the egg. So the egg is in a little sack of fluid, and that little sack of fluid would never pop, so the egg could never be released. So basically the egg just sits and stays, and that is what the cyst is. It's not like a cyst, it's not like, I feel like it sounds so gross when you get it. I've got cysts on my ovaries. It sounds so stupid, but it's not like cysts. It's like just little eggs that are stuck and you can see them. And I think it basically, it just like, over time it starts to block other eggs coming out. And the only thing you can do for PCOS is, I think you can have an operation. It makes it really hard to get pregnant. Basically, it makes you like your fertility, it kind of destroys it. It makes it really hard for you to have babies. I love babies so much and I will have them no matter what, trust me. Will, watch out, I'm joking. It makes it hard to have children, so it's like a fertility problem. You can have an operation that kind of, I don't really know, I'm not even going to go into depth because I don't know. You can have an operation that can help when you're a bit older, but the best thing to do is to go on the pill. That's the only thing you can do, because the pill has the female hormones, it keeps your womb lining healthy. Another thing too, my periods before, when they did come, like every 3 months, every 7 months, whenever they wanted, were weird. Like, they were really weird, and I'm not gonna go into detail, but like it was just bizarre. Like, it, I remember explaining to my mum and she was like, what? But we didn't know I had PCOS. So I'm on the pill currently for my PCOS. It's going good. It is a lot more painful. My periods are a lot more heavy and painful. If you don't want to hear about periods, this is really not the video for you. But yeah, like they're really painful and really quite heavy. My boobs have gotten so much bigger. I'm on the microgynon pill, but I don't want to like, also too, I'm not a doctor, so I am not gonna sit here and be like, this is the pill for you, or like, you might go on microgynon and hate it. But for me right now, it's working pretty well. I gained a bit of weight, but I feel like it's coming off because I'm dieting again. But yeah, that's my PCOS story. Basically, PCOS, it's not ideal to have because it is 80%, up to 80% of women with PCOS are obese. Because it really slows down your metabolism. And if you think 80% of women are obese with PCOS, and that it just makes so much sense now, like why I found it so hard to lose weight my whole life, and like why eating disorders have been a thing in my life. It also can result in like clinical depression a lot more, and I suffered horrifically with depression at school growing up. So perhaps it was because of that. Your hormones are so important and your body doesn't have them, basically. It makes your skin rubbish, which my skin is rubbish. But like the pill, and I'm going on another medicine to sort that out. But yeah, I think it's shit that I have it. Like it really is, and it breaks my heart. But like at the same time, I'm so glad I've been diagnosed with it, because it just kind of means that things make sense and I don't feel like I'm going crazy anymore. And like now I've started, like I found it at quite a young age, so hopefully my fertility and stuff will be easier. But yeah, to be honest, I don't like reading into it that much because it just like freaks me out and it scares me. But if you have like really irregular periods, or you have some of the things that I've been talking about, some of the side effects, like your hair's falling out, you don't have periods, your skin's like breaking out, mood swings, just go and get checked out. And if the blood tests come back clear, maybe ask for an ultrasound scan, because that was like the only way they found mine. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? I don't know. I try not to stress about it too much, because right now in my life I don't get the serious effects of it because I don't want a baby yet. But when I do, like when I get pregnant, it will be harder. But I remember saying to my mum, I was like, after the appointment, she was like, are you okay? And I was upset, obviously. Like, you don't want anything wrong with your health, but there are kids with like cancer or like really rare diseases and stuff, and there are people dying, and it's like having struggles getting pregnant and stuff and finding it at a young age. I feel grateful, and there could be so much more wrong with me and I could have so much worse. So I don't want people to, once again, like I appreciate really nice comments, but at the same time I don't want people to pity me, because it's not that deep. Like some people could be devastated about it, but I just always think it could be worse. Like when I'm sad about something, I just think it could be worse. I'm okay, I'm still alive. My dad's upstairs. I feel awkward. And when the time comes, I do want children. IVF. If I really can't have a baby, adopt a child. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah?
I just go with you to get the prescription.
Pardon?
Do you want to come with me to get the prescription?
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm just filming a video currently.
Okay, do you want to let me know then?
Okay, cool.
Right.
I might have cut that out because it's probably going to be really long and boring. It makes it easier to miscarry, I know. During pregnancy, it's like you're a lot more likely to miscarry throughout the whole thing. But hopefully like being on the pill now and stuff is making my womb more healthy and stuff like that. So yeah, that is basically the lowdown on my life at the moment. Obviously I'm really happy, like OMG, my camera just ran out, I've got to be really quick. But yeah, don't worry about me. I don't need sympathy. I'm fine. People with so much worse going on in their lives, and I'm plowing through. I'm doing good. I'm very lucky. I'm very privileged to have my health and my family and my friends and all of you. So if you have watched all the way to the end, girl, you've got some patience, because I wouldn't watch this all the way to the end. If you didn't, I'm also not judging you, because I probably would have clicked off too. I love you all so much. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, nobody's life is perfect. Yeah, I hope you're all having a really nice day. I hope you continue. I'm just chatting shit now, I don't know what to say. And my camera's flashing again because I plugged in my battery for about 3 seconds. Yay. I love you all. Thank you for listening to me. I don't know the purpose of this video. Some people are asking for it, so just here's an update. And this is a side of me that you never see. I feel like I'm saying me so much, I sound so self-obsessed. I love you all. I keep saying that. Subscribe if you want. Okay, see you all soon. Bye.